What's happening, Fisher? Welcome to Pasa. Here at Fisher, we have a lot of incredible programs helping students. Today, we're taking a closer look at two of them, TRIO Student Support Services and the Collegiate Science and Technology Entry Program, also known as C-STEP. We're joined by Gabe Iturbides, the director of these two programs, to talk about how Fisher students can get involved and how they're making a difference on campus. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. I'm joined today with Gabe Iturbides, Director of TRIO Student Support Services and C-STEP here at Fisher. Prior to his time at Fisher, he served as a coordinator of student development as an assistant director for access opportunity programs at SUNY Geneseo. Today, we're going to speak with him about his journey in academia and some of the important details about TRIO and C-STEP here at Fisher. Gabe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, to begin with, tell us a little bit about yourself, your career in higher education, and your time here at Fisher.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Washington Heights in New York City. I come from a Dominican background. My family is fully Dominican. And for me, my world in academia started with, I was an HEOP student at St. Bonaventure University, similar to the program that they have here. And slowly fell in love with academia. I loved working with students. I loved helping students achieve their goals. And then working at SUNY Geneseo, it was a great transition to continuing to work with a similar population. And for what I loved about it is that the students I worked with were just like me. They were from the same neighborhoods as me. More importantly, they were students who I knew would succeed if they had somebody really supporting them. And I always wanted to be that person, and I always wanted to surround myself around people who were going to support them just like I would. And so fell in love with it. And today I'm doing my doctorates. So hopefully in less than a year I'll be done. And what I'm focusing on is the persistent rates of Latino men in higher education. Latino men are the lowest persisting or retained group of students in higher education. And this is my opportunity to learn about what schools can be doing to improve their retention rates and their persistent rates. And more importantly, really enjoying that academic journey for them so that they move on and prepare the next generation for success because we need them. We need them. We can't be at the bottom end anymore, and I'm really looking forward to what I find.
Wow, that's amazing. Curiously enough, I feel like a lot of counselors that are like in C-STEP or TRIO or HOP counselors now used to be in HOP students.
Yes.
So it's all about giving back, and I find that's so
That's a
beautiful.
great point, absolutely. And it's a very true statement.
So, as mentioned before, you are the C-STEP and TRIO Student Support Service Director here at Fisher. So, for those who aren't aware of what these programs are, can you provide a little bit of background?
Yeah, so the C-STEP program, that's the Collegiate Science and Technology Entry Program. It was a program designed by New York State Education Program or Department. And what it does is it works with students who might be from underrepresented backgrounds or students who might be limited income students who are interested in the STEM world. So they come here, they want to be doctors, they want to be mathematicians, accountants, nursing majors. And what we do is we work with them to make sure that they're getting all the support that they need. It's usually working very closely with CCAP and working with the tutorial services and all the other professors on campus. But more importantly, we look for research opportunities for them. We want to make sure that they are studying something. We want to make sure that their major isn't their only form of academia. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it because I feel very much as when I was in HEOP that we're giving them the same kind of support to make sure that they walk across that stage. And they're already geniuses. It's just everybody needs a little help. And then TRIO Student Support Services, this is a program that was designed in the late 1960s through the Higher Education Act of 1965. And what I love about this program is that it's been around a long time. And the program serves three populations: first-generation college students, which is the majority of our program, limited income students, and students who may have a documented disability. And but the grand majority are going to be first-gen limited income. And I love it because that's who I was growing up. I was a first-gen limited income student. And very similar to C-STEP, we guide them along, but they provide different opportunities. For example, tomorrow, we're going to be at the University of Buffalo to look at all the graduate programs. We're going to check out the school. We're going to meet their other TRIO program because we're all in the same fight. and then we're going to the Niagara Falls just because a lot of students have never seen the Niagara Falls.
Wow.
So it's all about academia, it's all about culture. We want to show them new parts of the world. And last year we went to Cambridge and stayed over by Harvard and MIT. And my favorite part about that is that students see schools like MIT, and until they see it and until they've talked to somebody, they don't realize that they too can go there. So it's opening up doorways, and the staff that I work with just works just as hard, if not harder, in making sure that those students meet those goals.
Okay, so just to an overview, is basically extra help and support for those students that may need it or believe they don't deserve it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love that.
And I will add one other piece. My favorite part about TRIO is it's really a community, C-STEP and TRIO. A lot of the students, some of them, we see them every single day. They just want to see us. They just want to know that, they want to let us know that they're working on their schoolwork. And sometimes they come in and they laugh really hard. Sometimes they cry. And I see that every single day. And I'm just happy that we have an environment where they can do that.
As someone that passes by Faye all the time, I do see a lot of them when they through your office. And
Yes.
I find that it is beautiful that they get to bond even though they're not the same majors.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely.
So, can you talk a little bit about how this program have grown over the past few years at Fisher?
Yeah. So C-STEP, both C-STEP and TRIO started in the fall of 2020. And as you remember, COVID was pretty rampant. A lot of students were remote. The school stopped in the middle of the semester to, of course, be safe. So we started kind of with an empty campus. There was a phenomenal director for C-STEP named Tiana Velasquez-Smith, who's now Dr. Tiana Velasquez-Smith. She got her PhD just this past spring. And then TRIO was started really both programs were started by Michelle Erkins-Watts. She was so instrumental in making sure that we had these programs for the students. And it was slow. Year one was slow. We really started in the spring of 2021, and recruiting was a little bit slow. People didn't know who we were. And then we started to have those folks who started to trust us. And some of those guidelines for COVID started to go away a little bit. And all of a sudden, people realized that it was a safe place to be. And what I love about C-STEP and TRIO is that I think we used to help to recruit all the time, but our best recruiters now are the students in the program. We don't recruit a whole lot anymore because the students are constantly looking for the program and how can I be a part of it? I want to be a part of this. I want to go to the next Boston, or we're going to Albany next year. Big trip because they see it being a community, and also they see it as a pathway to success.
I can testify that students do try to recruit.
They
I
do.
did have somebody in TRIO try to recruit me.
They do, they do.
I like that. It shows how important it is for them to also help. It's just like you becoming the C-STEP and TRIO advisor by being an HFE student. It's all around of giving back, paying it forward. So super nice. So some students might be eligible for these programs and not be aware. How can they find out whether they're eligible?
Yeah, great question. For incoming students, we typically send them an email. What's beautiful about this program at this campus is that the campus really does want to see students succeed. So there are some programs where they have to do all the heavy lifting, and students really have to go looking for them. For me and for our program, we send the new students an email during Great Beginnings, and let's say, I'm going to be here, come and meet me. The other opportunity too is we have a lot of colleagues across the campus, like CCAP, the deans of certain schools who will either allow me to talk in their classrooms, or they'll do the talking for me and say, I think you'd be a great C-STEP student. I think you'd be a great TRIO student. We have a TRIO website that's up, and students can go right on it. It's on the St. John Fisher website, and C-STEP is working on theirs now. But at the end of the day, I always tell students, if you don't know what to do, come and see us in Fay 106, 107. We have TRIO mentors that are always there, and they all want to recruit, and they all love talking about the program. So it doesn't always have to be me or my staff, my professional staff. It can be the TRIO leaders. And we're going to be hiring some C-STEP mentors really soon, so I'm really excited about that. But we're here, we're available, and the best thing is we are approachable. We are, if you walk by Fay 106, the Scholars Lounge, it's usually a lot of laughter.
It is.
It is.
All right. So from your perspective, how do you see these programs making a difference in students' lives? So we will talk about how, right, they bond and stuff like that. So can you get a little bit more in depth about that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we do is we recognize that a lot of the students that we serve, we are the most diverse group of students on the campus. I love it, and I mean that from top to bottom. They're from the biggest cities to the smallest towns. A lot of them, some of them live on farms, some of them are newer to the country. And what I love about this program is that it gives them an opportunity to see other people who are sometimes like them, who are going through the same experience, and they recognize they're not alone. One of my favorite events is in about 2 weeks, we go to Beaver Hollow, which is a conference center in Java Center, New York, and we're taking our seniors to just celebrate our seniors. Congratulations. They sleep over, they get workshops on financial literacy, they get to hear from alumni, and they get to do exercises that are going to prepare them to move on to the next step of their life, because Fisher is limited. You know, most people are going to be here just 4 years, and so we want to make sure that not only do they have somebody who's alumni who are going to talk to them and say, this is what my life was like when I graduated, but we don't let them go. I think once you're in TRIO and C-STEP, you're kind of in it for life. So I've already called a lot of our alumni. I'm still calling alumni, and it's more of just, are you okay? Can we still support you? And that's not just true of C-STEP and TRIO. I think some of our colleagues like CCAP. A couple of weeks ago, one of our alumni was over at CCAP, still getting help from them, but they are very much our partners in crime on this campus. So it's a phenomenal, phenomenal program, and our network is even better.
That's so nice to hear. I love hearing students bond and find like a place where they can bond and continue to grow connections. Because it's important in life.
Absolutely.
So shifting gears a little bit.
Yes.
First Generation Celebration Week is coming up
in
less than a month. So I'm excited about that. So can you tell us some of the plans that are in store?
Absolutely. First Gen Week is my favorite week during the school year because, again, I'm first gen. And I think what's beautiful about this campus is this campus has so many first-gen students. I think 1 out of every 4 students are first-gen, including our president, 2 of our VPs, our provost, and I think so many other professors and faculty members, faculty and staff members are first-gen. So on day 1, I have a phenomenal event. We are pairing or working together with the Accessibility Office, which is led by Joy Breeden. And we're bringing a speaker named Lydia XZ Brown. Lydia is a phenomenal speaker, only 30 years old, has been recognized by Barack Obama for some of the work that they have done. They are a lawyer from Georgetown, and they really focus on ableism, racism, and gender identity. What I love about Lydia is that Lydia is adopted. So in an interesting way, they are first-gen American, I guess you can say. But there was support there, and I can't wait to see them and meet them on campus. On Tuesday, this is November 6th, I believe, we're going to do our first-gen celebration, which we've been doing for the last few years. There was a group of folks that had done it before I got here, so it wasn't a tradition we started, but we're definitely working on it. And what we're going to be doing in the mid-level gateway at 4:30 on that Tuesday is we're going to invite every first-gen person on this campus, students, staff, faculty, to come and listen to, hear their colleagues talk, hear some of their friends talk. We have a first-gen student who's going to be representing the entire first-gen population on this campus. And more importantly, it's an opportunity for people to see that they aren't alone, because the first-gen journey can be lonely. You don't always know what you're getting yourself into, but here you are in a room full of not only the president and the provost, but so many people who came to college not knowing what to expect, and they have thrived. The third day, I'm really excited about this one. We have a guest speaker. His name is Richard Taylor, who's a TRIO alum, and he goes around the country talking about his experience as a TRIO alum, talks about mental health, and talks about how he has really succeeded as a first-gen college student. I got to hang out with him in Puerto Rico. I got to hang out with him in the Niagara Falls last year. He's a phenomenal speaker, contagious, great smile, great attitude, and I can't wait for the campus to see him. Nothing on Thursday, we need a break. And then finally on Friday, this one's going to be a little bit different. We have a gentleman named Kin who represents a company called Paradigm Shift. He's going to be coming to campus to talk about communication as a first-gen student. And we're going to be doing that a little bit closer with TRIO, C-STEP, HEOP, and first-gen scholars. It's a smaller workshop, not a big talk, but it's to remind yourself that, it's first-gen students don't always know they don't know what they don't know. So when they need help, sometimes they don't want to be the outsider. And I did it as a first-gen student where I pretended I knew the answer. So in reality, it hurt me because instead of getting that answer really quickly, I would wait until I was in real trouble. So, and it's common with first-gen folks here. So Ken is going to be doing a workshop on communication, and I cannot wait.
So just out of curiosity, is all these speeches just closed for first gen, or they're open campus-wide?
Campus-wide, everything is open to everyone. The only one that we're limiting is going to be Friday's Paradigm Shift event, because it's his presentation is meant for a smaller group.
Okay, well, all of these sound wonderful.
Yeah.
You will see me at least one of them.
Please, please.
So sadly, that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
So Gabe, thank you so much for joining us and sharing some important information that can help any student around here. And good luck with the rest of the semester.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on ¿Qué pasa?
All right.
The camera was here.